Hi folks, this is August Allen, and I'm preparing to change the oil in the engine for the new owner, whoever that may be. What we have here is 8 gallons of Power Guard heavy duty diesel engine oil for Detroit diesel 2-cycle engines. Right there, SAE 40. That is what's absolutely recommended for this, and that's the only oil I've put in it since I've owned it. Everybody else says their oil's fine and dandy. Well, it probably is. Probably nothing wrong with their oil either. But anyway, what you're looking at here is, now prepare yourself. You would love to have this bus, and oh, that's just your dream to have this wagon that you're completely free in and that you live in and everything's all right. Well, absolute maximum at 7,000 more miles, that's maximum. This is $328 worth of oil change equipment, and I'm doing it myself. So if this is something you're not going to like to do, pay servicing bills like this, then this is not for you. This project is not for you. If you don't have a shop that you can address and maybe know something about air conditioning, because there's air conditioning work to be done to maintain and get the original air conditioning unit running. And so sheet metal, you need a sheet metal shop. So I'm really looking for, what I'm really looking for is somebody that, well, they could have a little money. They've got a good business running buses or trucks or what, and they have a shop that takes care of this equipment. And most of all, to make me happy is they're going to love the bus so much that it's no longer going to be kept outside. That is my goal. So I'm still a shade tree mechanic. Oh man, it is so much nicer. It is so much nicer out here on this side of the bus than it is on the other side of the bus, because I've got this shaded spot. And I hope these turn out right. I have trouble sometimes with this video when I've got a very bright area like that out there. And there's a hole right there. The contrast between the light area and the dark may be giving me trouble, so I don't know if this is any good or not. Anyway, I'm working right now at jacking the bus up and getting 4 3-ton stands under the engine carriage. Mind you, the part of the frame that actually holds the engine and could be taken out entirely, radiator, everything. This bus originally was a 45-minute engine change. And that means you took everything. You took the engine, the radiator, and you took the Amphenol plugs and pulled the engine out. You have to undo the linkage at the transmission and the drive shaft. Transmission comes out with the cradle. You replace the whole thing. Slip it in. Whatever's wrong got serviced in these days. And 45 minutes was supposed to be a nominal time to do that job. And I believe it. There's 2 Amphenol plugs, aircraft, that connect the electrical to the engine. There's one big cable. Other than that, you have to take off the alternator as it's coming out. You don't have to pull the radiator, you're replacing the radiator right along with the engine. You're putting in a whole new power supply. So this bus is on its way. Got a new power supply that's been set up on the dyno machine or whatever it is they had at the Greyhound station, or Greyhound terminal, because they had a forklift type thing. What do you call it? A cradle. Just slip under the back of the bus. You 3 big bolts that hang from the back of the bus and 2 bolts at the bottom. You're loose mechanically, and you can start pulling the back of the bus. Even the back lights go with it. I don't know if maybe they had them on it. I don't know, because the back lights move along with the chassis. The wire nuts right there by the lights on both sides. Anyway, you can unwire nut them right there and just take that whole back end out. And whatever you do with your 2 lighting panels, you can move them, or if there was one on the engine you're putting in already, well, hook them up and go. Okay, here I'm going after. I got my brush pack, my detailing brush pack out, and I'm gonna get out one of the stainless brushes. We've used up the 2 plastic and 1 of the brass. So these stainless under here would be very fine with what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna crawl under here. This being the Detroit diesel that it is, there's always going to be a certain amount of oil and diesel film that pick up dirt. So what I'm doing here is, this is the oil pan. So I want to make sure that this oil pan entrance is clean and doesn't need too much dragging off or anything after I clean it now. You don't want to clean it while it's open. Okay. All right, now you can see there's the bottom nut to that oil filter. I don't have my glasses on. It's probably very clean, but that seems pretty good. Okay, I'm getting ready here to go right under here and drain the oil out of the filter, which is just beyond the other side. Let's see if we can, what we can do about the filter plug. Okay, this has to come over here about like this. And what size is that? I don't know if this crescent wrench is mighty big here, that if I can get it in at the right angle, this will certainly do it. Oh, whoop, the wrong way, and it's tightening up the boot. We don't want to do that. This is the oil filter canister, and I'm taking the plug out of it. Pretty soon I should be able to turn it by hand. Yep. No, not quite. I wonder if this is a pipe thread. I'll look it over when I get it out. The one I saw on YouTube had a gasket on it. So, alright. Oh, pretty nice oil. Nice oil. Nice plug. Yeah, I'll have to look at it. Looks like, to me right now, it looks like a 1/4 inch plug, so it doesn't need, a little Teflon tape wouldn't hurt it, or just, yeah, a little Teflon tape put on correctly wouldn't hurt this a bit. Okay, so there's your oil filter draining. Let's see what we can do with this pan. Okay, there's a grip on it. Yep, nicely put on. I put that on there. I know, because I didn't over tighten it. I don't think it was over tightened when I got it either. Oh, I should have put on some gloves. I'm gonna have to start wearing gloves. Just getting this oil all over your hands, really uncalled for. Oh, I got to get that plug out. I got sweat in my eye. Oh well. Oh, good grief. Seven gallons of oil. I hope my bucket will hold it. I think it will. Alright. It's oil. I was just looking at my plug, and this is worth checking out. This is a magnet on the end of here. Check that out. And it has collected nothing, and that's a little copper washer. And this is a very nice unbeat up bolt that's put in at a very reasonable amount of torque. Okay, how's the draining coming? All right, it's down to a dribble. Okay, this is the oil filter canister right here. I'm just getting ready. We just got to draining it, and so I'm going to crawl under there and unbolt this canister and bring it down. It stopped dripping, so only, however, after, I guess, is it time to pull the oil pan out of from underneath there. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'll keep it there until I get that canister down. Okay. Oh yeah, there's the oil plug for the canister. Let's get that up and add them to. That plug for the canister is in very good shape too, and it is a 1/4 inch. Nothing's beat up on this bus. I mean, these parts have not been all molested by somebody. Okay, where's the camera? Is it shooting? I guess it is. Here I am right here. Okay, I'm going to okay, trying not to have to change crescents to get the oil canister off. Beautiful. God, nothing over tightened. Okay, here we go. I'm not going to let it splash into that oil for any reason. I don't want it to do that. I'll put it in its own place. And this oil, everything on this engine is just, they give you a paper gasket to put in here, but this is a copper gasket, and gosh, I've never had any problem with it. I think a canister type, or I mean a spin-on type filter's got to be much better way. You gotta really make sure you don't put some crap back into your engine. This thing. But I sure do like, look at the brazing around this. This thing's a military engine. So I don't know what differences that may have applied at the time, but I would think maybe a little more care had been taken. Those ports brazed, that stuff brazed in there like that. Yeah, that's a good copper washer. Let's put a little lube on that when we tighten it up, as we tighten it up. And that qualifies as pretty daggum clean. Okay, what we need to do now, definitely need to go in and get the gasket for the drum replaced for this, for this edge, so we get that in there right. That's the whole ball game, that is. this is basically ready to go back in. Not look bad. Alright, I think that is the oil filter change. Feels good. Real good. Alright. Now let's get let's put 8 gallons of oil in it, I guess. Cooked oil. Might help to put in the oil pan plug. Yes, sir. Oil pan plug looks real good too. It does. Man, I can't believe how much no metal at all. The oil was really nice. Good climate for it. Okay, that's a copper washer, so doesn't take a whole lot of, and a nice, pretty nice shaped bolt, really. Took it out with my crescent wrench at the reasonable amount I expect from a correctly installed plug. $290 some dollars worth of oil. Genuine article, bought it from Detroit Allison. Got the receipts for you too. Yep, got the receipts for you too. Look at that beauty. That's the water circulating pump for the heater in the bus. And boy, howdy, this thing does. There's times in a cold enough winter, they never even opened the shutters. Those had shutters on them, and just keeping the bus warm was keeping the engine cool. I guess if it's 0 outside and you're flying or somewhere in a bus, you need all the heat you can get. Wow, this isn't bad at all. And I like that. That bottle's cool. That's really got it licked. Huh. 1 gallon. Well, I've had some jugs that are really hard to manipulate with that, but these aren't them. I mean, this is a new style jug. I'm not sure they did this for me on purpose or. Here goes gallon number 2. Yeah, look at that, boy. Howdy, what a way not to. You gotta ask, how much does it cost to change the oil? You can't afford this bus. Oh, it's terrible. It's because I can't afford it. Can't afford to run a bus. But you got something you're doing. I like this oil. I like this, man, this is going right along. I thought it was going to be forever putting oil in this. I have in the past because of some square miscontraption. The Detroit bottle at that time, and then you have to, of course, add to it my angle of attack is different than most engines of this nature anyway. Yes. Other buses have these 8071s. Yeah, set them sort of on their side in the 35 passenger bus. And they're angled like that, and the transmission takes an angle gear over there. It's pretty tricky, but sort of complicated too. Yeah, by golly, we're moving right along. I'm really pleased. We are moving right along. We'll stop at 7. But this is specially formulated oil for the Detroit diesel, the 2 cycles. This is. I don't know that. Well, they don't make 2-cycle truck engines in Detroit, but they definitely make fine 4-cycle engines. The thing I like about this is the 220 horsepower Cummins is a 4-cycle. And this 8071 is a 2-cycle. So this pops every single time that the piston comes up. Well, that's double the pops of a 4-cycle. So, I mean, for whatever it was worth, we had 220 horsepower on one of Cummins. They had 335. Oh, 335. Man, I got a 335 in this. Yes, sir. 220. That's yesterday's news. But anyway, I had a school bus on the 220. The 318, 220 to 318. Man, that's almost 100 horsepower difference. And I don't know what the weight differences are, but they're not much. On the 6-cylinder, but still. Maybe the 335. Oh, that was big. Oh yeah, we got a 335 basic 220 engine with a okay. See you all happen. Gauge things. Right in there somewhere. Anyway, it only has to be 18 at 1200 RPMs. The alternator takes oil. It's oil cooled. There's no air goes through your alternator. And it's brushless. Pretty tricky for 1955. People have a hard time with figuring out how'd they make it brushless. Well, there's a way. So anyway, that's the oil change. That's $328, I think is what that bill was. So I did the labor myself. This is a very nice PD4501 Detroit installation into a bus. I want you to notice that I had 4 jack stands underneath they reach up and they catch the cradle. They're not working on the bus, they're just keeping the engine up. I've got 12 tons worth of lift underneath this bus to keep this up off me. The airbags are holding it basically, but you don't want to necessarily depend on that. I've never seen one just go boom and let the bus come down badly, but possibility exists. This engine compartment is a trip. See how many lights do I have? Oh yeah, I got a bulb out up there in the one, but these lenses could sure stand to be cleaned. That right there is the tachometer drive. I think I'm going to have to replace that. I've been in that tach once and that's really cool. You can't accidentally, after it's running, you can't accidentally get the starter to go. That's pretty cool. Anyway, that's it. We got an oil change.